Burgos Pinted.
What is up, Cahir Club, and welcome back to the CahirLIVE live stream. How goes it? I hope everybody's had a wonderful, wonderful week. It is Friday, the end of the week. The week is over. That's it. It's done. It is done. We reached the goals in Poke Portal, yes, but it's fine because we're going to beat another million and get another. That's what I'm going to do. Today we have reached the goal. We've beaten all 1 million Wo-Chien, but I figured that if I beat another million by myself this stream, which I am going to do, by the way, just to be clear, then we might get another one. That's my thought, so make sure to join me to help me beat another million Wo-Chien, because we're beating, last Friday, I beat, all by myself, 1 million Wo-Chien. This stream, all by myself, I'm going to beat another 1 million Wo-Chien. Hello Brugger, hello Thomas, hello Lightning, hello Robin, hello Mango. How goes it? How goes it? I hope your weeks have all gone well. Unless I'm stupid, this is the first time you stopped by streaming a while, Mango. I hope you have been well yourself. Yeah, no, let's get into it, I think. No need to dawdle, no need to whittle my nuts, you know, we can get right into things. Where's my thing? Not bad here. Things are going pretty solid on my end. I've almost finished my recent project in Minecraft, which is nice. Been grinding away at that. The heat is not great for your already scuffed sleep. That is understandable. That is understandable. It's actually been rather pleasant here today. That's a flex. That's a subtle. I didn't consider the fact that I'm flexing on you right now. And I apologize for that content, Mango, for flexing on you. You, for some reason, don't have the Terror Raids unlocked. Okay, so the general gist of if you don't have the Terror Raids unlocked is make sure you've done the post-game story. In the post-game story, you have to be all 8 gym leaders again. And then after that, you do the Academy Ace tournament over at the Academy. And after you've done that, Jack will tell you to beat a few 5-star raids, at which point you'll unlock 6-star raids. Sometimes, I have found out, it is best if you do that. It is best if you do that, unlock 6-star raids, and then when you collect it all online, you should have any event raids available. You did do that. Then I don't know what to say, dude. I got nothing. I got nothing at all. As you need to connect to the internet, remember. If you don't have Nintendo Online, you should still be able to connect to the internet, at which point the raids will appear. So you shouldn't need Nintendo Online to connect to the internet, it's just you need Nintendo Online to do internet stuff. Alright. You found your woe, you love to hear it, I've also found mine. Let's do mine first. We got PG VX92. PG VX92. That is the code of the day. It says you have Wi-Fi on the console, then I have no idea, dude. Like, remember, it's not a 6-star raid, it's just a glowing grass raid. Well, a PG rating, a VX92. Yeah, no, it's quite the high rating. Must be a new one. Yeah, no. So basically, the thought is, you should have your parents' guidance if you're younger than VX92. V is 100, 110. So that's 100, 1092. 100,000, 1,092. That's it. So if you're younger than that, you need a parent to help you with this raid. Just how it is, you know. Just how it is. That's pretty crazy. Yuck. It is, it's true. Alright. If you're confused, go do some math. Exactly. Rob's got it. Because who doesn't love a good bit of mathematics? We need a good bit of mathematics today, because today we're counting to 1 million, because I'm going to beat 1 million Wo-Chien today. And you even call all the ruined Pokemon for good measure. I don't think that's necessarily a needed part of it. But, yeah, I got no idea what's going on with Ruger, I'm going to be honest. What you should do is, here's my suggestion. Oh wait, never mind, it's not. You need Nintendo Online for the suggestion, so I take my suggestion back, I'm sorry. Oh right, Rob, I just remembered. So we use Acid Spray on Iron Moth, so we don't need Metal Sound. Because you have Acid Spray. Oh, you have Acid Spray. It's just you have Acid Spray and Metal Sound. Why do you have Acid Spray and Metal Sound? Seems a little overkill. I am DHO. I'm lying. You swear to God if it's a Switch Lite thing? That doesn't really make sense to be a limitation. Oh yeah! Did you guys enjoy the Nintendo Direct? Because, I don't think I saw anyone say anything good about it. I've not seen any single person who has said anything good about the Nintendo Direct. I would have if they weren't. They were all key cards? What? Oh, man. I'm quite excited. I might hop on the new Monster Hunter Stories. Monster Hunter is a franchise I've slowly been getting into, and Monster Hunter Stories does seem kind of fun. I might, maybe I'll pick up one of the old ones while I'm waiting, now that I think about it. Capcom, please for the love of God release Mega Man XC or Mega Man X9. Hopefully. Except Zelda, that is true, Zelda won't be. I'm interested in Zelda because they called it a canonical tale, but I'm trying to remember if they said the same thing about Age of Calamity. It's quite clear that you're going to be able to play as Fi as a construct in the game, which is pretty cool. But I just think it'd be a bit odd, even... Link's gonna be in the game, right? Like, it's a like, I don't know. I get why people don't want an AU timeline. But I really want to see how different things would have gone with Link in the past, too. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I get that it would royally fuck up the timeline. But, like, where's Rayquaza gone? Rayquaza was not there. It was just its hat. We had that. It was on 3DS. What? What do you mean? A Link in the Past too. Oh, I'm going to explode you with my mind. Okay, now that's been dealt with. I didn't even mean to press home, but while I'm here, I might as well refresh the raids. That wasn't the button I meant to press, but, like, when in Rome. No, why would I want to do that right now? Alright, let's get, Let's get, Rob raid time. Rob raid time. Pokemon using for each of the treasures is Horizon, the Rayquaza for Wo-Chien. Oh, I see, that was you. Arceus for Chien-Pao, Poseidon the Kyogre for Ting-Lu, and Groudon for Shi-Yu. That's fair, that's fair. I'm probably gonna wait to see movesets before I decide and stuff. All is shiny, by the way. Oh, nice, you got the shiny Arceus. That's a hard one. I need to hop onto BDSP at some point to hunt it myself. But, I think the next BDSP hunt I'm gonna do is Safari Zone Krogunk for my shiny Krogunk collection. So, I'm not... It's gonna wait a bit. Isn't it? So, you've named your Rayquaza Horizon after Pokemon Horizons, I'm assuming. Is that the one from the Terra Raids then, or is that one you've shiny hunted elsewhere? Because in my head I just kind of assumed it might be from the Terra Raids, but I'm now realizing that maybe not. Speaking of Zelda, we got the Zelda Shrine theme going on at the moment. Nope, this is the tower theme. This is the tower theme. I really like this theme. It feels very like ancient and solemn, which is nice when you're looking out from across a giant tower across a dilapidated Hyrule. I think they should make... Sorry, sometimes I'm like, I think this should be a thing, and then I'm immediately beamed in, like, the head with, like, all the, like, posts that are, like... You can tell when someone, like, only watches TV shows for kids, because they keep on asking for things that are very much in other TV shows. You know? And it's like, yes, that is true. But, what was I saying? Like, I'm worried if I go and say, oh, I want to see more, like, medieval apocalypses, medieval post-apocalypses. Because, like, that's the thing I love about Breath of the Wild, is it's a post-apocalypse, but it's like a medieval one, right? Like, they didn't go, like, they did have futuristic tech, but... It was actually from Pokemon Home. The Arceus was, or... Although I'm lucky with Zygarde and Kyurem, I'm not that lucky. That's fair, that's fair. Zygarde's still a good one to get, though, because Zygarde's a difficult one. If you did want it, let me know, but I took your silence and you'd hunt it yourself. You know what, yeah, let's... I'm torn. Because I'm willing to say yes this time, but also I don't really want the detour for the like, EV training. I'll stick with the regular, Thank you for the offer, though. I don't really want to slow the stream down, because obviously last stream ended up being a bit long, because I had to hunt. Because I, like, had to build up Iron Moth in the middle of it to continue on. So it kind of took away from the 1 million. But I think we can really get there maybe in, like, a regular stream time if I lock in here, you know? Because obviously we're going to beat 1 million Wo-Chien today. We're, like, well on track to beat 1 million Wo-Chien. We're already, we're already, like, a good length of the way there. For me to beat all 1 million Wo-Chien by myself. I don't think it's worth terastallizing at this point. I just don't. Alright, but I'll just be playing another Crab's Treasure. Hell yeah, best of luck. Ouch. Another one? Why did you go with 2? 2 pollen puff. Entirely unneeded. Gonna be honest and real. Alright. You really enjoying New Game Plus? Hell yeah. I'm thinking about Xenoblade Chronicles 2 New Game Plus. I did play it last year. Part of me wants to, like, hold out on more Xenoblade Chronicles 2 stuff, because I am crossing my fingers that we could get a remaster on the Switch 2, with, like, all the DLC built in the base game, and, like, a new content, as they did with Xenoblade Chronicles and Xenoblade Chronicles X. I need to get Xenoblade 3, I think, at some point. I think Xenoblade 3 is a game that I would very much benefit from playing. I mean, Xenoblade Chronicles is a game I'd benefit from playing, I'm gonna be honest. Like, obviously the Xenoblade franchise, I think, does well, because although its stories are connected, they're all fundamentally disconnected, right? 1 was fantastic. I have only ever heard good things about 1, is the thing. Like, 2 has its fair share of haters, even though it's one of my favourite games of all time. I don't think 1 would be one of my favourite games of all time. It's just not got the vibe. I think there are specific sticking points in 2 that make me resonate with it a lot more than I'd do any other. D4DQLR. 3 of those being near. Seems like it'd be a fun game. I'll have to play through it at one point, but I got other stuff on my plate right now, which is it's mostly Minecraft. I got Minecraft on my plate right now. I got holes to dig, ores to mine. Do 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 do. Do do do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do do do. Do 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 do. I didn't indent. We beaten a second one now. Yeah, I'm hoping I'll have some time to play 2 after you're done on DK. That's fair. I hope you have fun playing 2. Once again, gonna gas it up. I think you've already played it, but I'm gonna gas it up because Xenoblade Chronicles 2, one of my favorite games. I think it's up there with Tears of the Kingdom Breath of the Wild, which I think while I stay with Tears of the Kingdom as my favorite game of all time, I think I'm gonna start just bunching them together. It's like what I like about one is what I like about the other. What was that? Was that like a car? What the fuck? That was like a rumble. Oh yeah, that fucking earthquake. That was whack. I tried, it didn't get as far as I had other stuff on at the time. But that's fair. Like, it's... How far did you get? Do you remember? By the way, I don't know if I should be lounging or being disappointed about the one new boss they added. Oh, and another Crab's Treasure. I mean, like, more stuff is good. We already got to 3.5 million yet, but as you can see with the counter in the corner, I'm gonna beat 1 million myself today, and then hopefully we'll get, another one. You know? It's simple. Got the shiny Zygarde on the 9th try! Yo, that is very nice. Horizon Pokemon Home. Arceus was from a Blaine Trader. I see. That is understandable. I did not know they gave a shiny Rayquaza away on Home. But yeah, Shiny Wo-Chien is confirmed. We will be getting one on August 8th. I'm hopeful in the 3.5 million beaten before the raid has even ended. Because... what's it called? My main worry with these raids is the first one's going to be really popular, but then it's slowly going to get less popular as it goes on. Right? Like, it's just simply how these kind of things work, where the first one everyone joins in on, and then people slowly stop bothering as it gets further into, like, an event like this, right? So I guess I'm a little worried that we're going to see less people turn up and then potentially miss, say, Chi-Yu, for example, because it's the last one. I guess we'll find out. I think the Ruinous Pokemon are rather popular, and, like, competitive Pokemon at the moment is obviously, like, where it's at. You meant GTS? Oh, I see. Fair enough, then. I don't know why, like, GTS makes sense. I'm gonna be asked to update my fucking Switch every time I press that button, aren't I? Why didn't it ask me when I first logged onto the Switch is all of my questions. GP, hello, how goes it? I hope your week has gone well. Where is Wo-Chien? There it is. Shiny hunting is popular. Shiny hunting is also popular. No, okay, sorry. What I meant is, this competitive Pokemon is, like, where it's at the moment, right? And the Ruinous Pokemon are like, pretty good and competitive, from what I understand. Like, I'm not sure if they've slowly been, like, phased out by other legendaries being added and such, but, from what I understand, the Ruinous Pokemon are, like, generally very nice and competitive, except Wo-Chien. Even Wo-Chien has its niches, and it's at least popular as, like, a meme Pokemon in that sense, right? So... but, TH, 7H, 5W. It'll be a time killer. I won't get to that million because the extra screen. Now I have to figure out which is going to take longer. Me updating my console, or me, going through that screen every time. Because we need to get to that extra million. Going through your Pokemon Diamond playthrough on Gym 4. Oh, nice, nice. Best of luck. Hopefully it goes well. Diamond and Pearl are so funny to me in comparison to Platinum. Because, like, why did they change the gym order in those games? Right? Like, the only other Pokemon 3rd version game that has changed the order you do the gyms in is Black and White 2, which is because it was an entirely separate game. In fact, no. There is one more. There is one more that I've forgotten about. There's one more. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon kind of changes the order, now that I think about it, because in Sun and Moon you fight Harpu before you go into Grand Pony Canyon. But in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, you fight Harpu after, which means you fight her after you've done Komodo, and then also Mina's also there after Komodo. Which I'd say is the better order, given that Harpu is the Grand Kahuna of the island. Although, is it? Because it's interesting to paint the Dragon Trial as, like, the final trial you have to do. Hello, Felix. How goes it? How goes it? I hope you've been well. I'm beating 1 million Wo-Chien again today. You know how it is. You have to look up a guide to understand where you're going. What do you mean you have to look up a guide? I agree that it's a bit confusing, but... generally, like... I don't know, I always find it funny when people talk about, like, I don't know. I think you could see... you can make an argument for, like, why the games are more linear these days, right? But, well, you can't, actually. I'm gonna backtrack on that. You can no longer call the games linear as of Scarlet and Violet. As of Scarlet and Violet, these games are no longer linear. But... like, I think Kanto and Johto are the two games that aren't linear. Every game since Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald is linear. Because you have to beat those gyms in a specific order. Except, actually, now that I think about it, Diamond and Pearl. So I've lied to you. I've lied to your faces. Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, you can fight Maylene and Wake in any order you want. Johto and Kanto best region? Not really. Johto's got good vibes. Kanto's not a good region. You know? Johto's got good... Kanto's, like, goodness all comes from nostalgia and the fact it was the first. You know? Kanto is just Grassland Simulator. Every region since has had varied bio... Like, no, okay, not... In fact, you know what? I'm going to give it to Johto. Every region since has had varied, like, biomes and climates. Kanto is just grasslands. 1 million more? Exactly, Aim. Welcome to the stream. I'm going to beat 1 million Wo-Chien today, all by myself, so we can get another shiny. What's your favourite region and don't say Kalos? Okay, so it's Alola, actually, I'll have you know. What's wrong with Kalos? I feel like Kalos as a region isn't necessarily the issue with the Kalos games. By the way, do you have to beat a raid to get the mystery gift? I would assume so. I cannot say that for certain, but I'm going to guess that is the case. Like, Kalos as a region, I think does a good job at... I prefer Gen 5 main city to Gen 6. I like Castelia, but... I think in terms of what they were trying to go for, Lumiose is like the big city. You know? Like, Castelia is great, but... Oh shit, I'm gonna have to Scarlet run, aren't I? That's a good point. Like, Lumiose has so much more to do in it. Did you apologize for inactivity? I've been playing Devil May Cry 5 recently. If you mean for, like, the past year and a half, then I'm impressed. But in general, you don't need to apologize. I'm not entitled to your time. You can do what you want. Like, after the switch over, you might carry, though. It's fine. They call me the Wo-Chien Raid Master. I could beat 1 million Wo-Chien raids in my sleep. You know what? Monday, stream idea. I'm going to sleep. NKKWFX. But yeah, I don't know. I think Lumiose is another thing that is like one of the highlights of X and Y. It's just a very like fleshed out city. There's a lot to do. There's a lot on under every nook and cranny. They packed it with content, and that's what I really like about it. I could GP. You have a chance at forgiveness here. Black and White Castelia City or Black and White 2 Castelia City? How does the Wo-Chien mystery gift work? You gotta beat Wo-Chien. You beat Wo-Chien. Okay, I'm pretty sure you've got to beat Wo-Chien. Cheryl Williams, hello, how goes it? I hope you've been well. Of course black. What do you mean, of course black? That is objectively the worst version because it's got less content in it. That was the trap I was making you fall into. You fool, is all I can say. I thought it would have been distributed as a code. I would say it is going to be a mystery gift, to be clear. But I think you've got to beat Wo-Chien to get the mystery gift, is what I'm saying. I don't think you just get the mystery gift. I think you've got to beat Wo-Chien first. That would have been fucked up if they were like, okay, you beat Wo-Chien 1 million times, and then 7-star Wo-Chien appears. Yeah, I don't have the experience candy for all this, so I'll lock him when it's Shen Pao time, though. That's fair. I can't slate that much. GP, I'm gonna keep it 100% with you. If you're a fan of Unova, you have to play Black and White 2. I'm not even messing around at this point. Black and White 2, liking Black and White without liking Black and White 2 is like saying you only like Star Wars A New Hope because it's the only one you've seen. Good film. People were like, yeah, that's a good film. But, like, you still look like a fool. Because who hasn't seen the other Star Wars movies? A New Hope is the best one. Not really. That's Empire. But, all the same, you can't just watch only A New Hope. You've got to watch the other films. You know? Like, the point is you can't just be like, oh yeah, I've only watched one. No, you've got to watch the original, you've got to watch all 3 of them. Kalos is like the prequels. The people who grew up with it are massive fans of it. So these days it generally has a pretty positive opinion of it in general. But, if you, like, ask anyone, that like, there will be a lot of people who don't necessarily tell you to play Kalos. But also, like, especially with ZA and stuff, you kind of have to watch the prequels to understand the Clone Wars, which is generally considered one of the, you know, it's like that kind of vibe. Anyway, I'm not, you know, okay, let me ask this. GP, what's your favorite Pokemon game? How do you like the new character designs in ZA? Although I like Mabel's new design, I wish she kept her blue lipstick. It made her unique. That's fair. I can't slate that. I hadn't actually noticed that she'd lost it. Pokemon Sword. And you hate Kalos? Are we going to do that? So, our best of luck game. Well, if it isn't CahirLIVE, it is Dorsal Fin 1. How goes it? That makes sense. Does it? I'm trying to figure out what Sword and Shield has that X and Y doesn't. Don't France and UK kind of have a thing? That is a good point. That is like a fair argument in that regard. Bronzong. And I'm disappointed because I was going to gatekeep. I was going to be like, you can't call Black and White your favorite games unless you've played Black and White. You know, I was going to do that thing. Because I like being an arsehole sometimes. But now I can't do that. And he's absolutely thrown me for the biggest fucking loop of all time. I don't think I've ever met anyone who likes Sword and Shield, but not X and Y. Like, am I going to use that example? No, I don't think I am. Chaos was easy, but I know how to make it harder. Do a Nuzlocke. I streamed a Nuzlocke, and it was awful. That's fair. I did an ultra-hardcore Nuzlocke of Kalos, and it took a while to get to the Elite Four, which I then did not beat. Which I then just didn't beat. which was I think I got absolutely decimated by Siegfried after probably setting myself up for failure by fighting another couple. Alright, yeah, I think... Yeah, no, I remember now. One of my, like, heaviest hitters was a Gyarados, which I then lost just before Victory Road to a Shell Smash Crustle. Which is maybe the worst way to lose a Pokemon, because it's to a Shell Smash fucking Crustle, but oh well. X and Y were mid. X and Y were mid. Yeah? Basarios, hello, how goes it? I hope your week has gone well. You can't get past the first gym. Okay, the first gym is actually pretty hard in X and Y. Nuzlocke. Because if you use level caps and such, it can be quite difficult. My suggestion is... My suggestion is... pick Chespin. Chespin gets a rollout pretty early on. And you can literally just roll out through that first gym. You love Surskit. Surskit's funny. But that first gym is so easily cheesed with Chespin's rollout. Chespin with rollout destroys it. I'd say for me Gen 8 is on the scale of like, but low down. But really dislike Kalos. I see. Yeah, no, I'm interested. I'm interested. What makes Sword and Shield better than X and Y to you guys? Lightning, can you lock in, please? Thank you. The Wilds and the DLC. That's sad. Yeah, I'll give you that. I think the DLC of Sword and Shield is like some of the strongest like content in the games. Like the wild areas of the DLC, I think are like leaps and bounds better than the wild area of the base game, which is kind of alright. I guess Sword and Shield also had raids as well, which kind of made it very replayable, which is quite good. Like, X and Y? No, X and Y have a decent chunk of... They don't have much, though. I do hope we get more post-game content in Gen 10. Because I feel like old games used to have loads of post-game content. But these days they just kind of expect you to do, like, competitive and raids and shiny hunting. And that's about it. Because, like, Gen 9 doesn't even have a battle tower. How do these games not have a battle tower? Whose idea was it for there to be no battle tower in these games? That's insane to me. I feel like part of the reason they removed the battle tower, controversial take, part of the reason they removed the battle tower was for competitive, because they decided that people would rather do competitive than the battle tower, because they basically serve a very similar purpose in-game. But they don't. They don't serve a similar purpose in-game at all. I think the other reason they did it was because of the way the battle towers kind of give you BP to buy competitive items. So it kind of forces you through the battle tower if you want to get into competitive, right? And I think a lot of people ended up complaining about that. My hot take there ends up being then just make the battle tower give you money or make other things bought with BP and keep Delibird presence in the way it is. Barbeking wanted to pick Chespin, but I was forced on the type disadvantage. Also Infestation. Infestation doesn't do as much as you think it does. I get the fear behind Infestation. I've done an ultra hardcore Nuzlocke of Pokemon X. The one starter that consistently cleared Viola's gym was Chespin with rollout. Genuinely. This is from someone who has tried it. I've done it. The most consistent way to clear that gym is Chespin with rollout. So you're getting your arse handed to you by a fish. Fish are very strong. As Finn will vouch for, I'm sure. What's the music volume reset itself? It feels very loud. It's not. I'm just stupid. Okay. I'm just a fool. Yes, fish are very Yes, fish are very powerful. Fish are very powerful. GG indeed. That's number 5. We're getting through a good amount of rage, you know. We're getting there. Don't mess with the fish. Oh no, I can't type again. No, you can. Powerful makes it sound like you're like doing it with an accent, which I think is funny. Fish are very powerful. Wowee! Alright. Remember, you've got to beat all 1 million on your Scarlet account, Rob. Man, I'm not looking forward to that time loss I'm going to get. Beating the million with that software update it keeps on trying to get me to do. Right. Sorry, they're not shiny. You're so excited for the character customization. We have dual hair color now. That goes so hard. I want to look forward to it, but I have this feeling of dread in my gut. Because Scarlet and Violet, I think, is a different situation because, like, obviously it was fucking gender-neutral customization because of the school outfits. But, like, while X and Y had pretty solid character customization for guys, Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield had horse shit character customization for guys. Absolutely shat the bed. Which was absolutely dismal, obviously. So I worry a lot how we're gonna be looking at like what we're gonna be looking at for character customization for guys. They seem to have decent stuff going in some of the screenshots, but I worry that that might just be it. Game Freak. Let guys serve cunt in Pokemon Legends ZA, and my life is yours! What is character customization? How do you even ask that question? Genuinely. Hello, Yuli, how goes it? I hope that your week has gone well. Let us play as femboys. There is genuinely no reason in a game releasing in 2025 to have gender-locked clothing. There isn't. I'm gonna be honest. It's like being able to dress yourself in the morning. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That's a good one, Rob. They can't let you overshadow Corbo. That is a fair point. That's a fair point. Been pretty good so far. Been doing some reckless things again. Reckless things. I don't see any character customization for guys in the presents. It was mainly the girls. They showed a couple of guys. There wasn't many. It was mostly for the girls, because concerning reasons, potentially concerning reasons. Like, they had nice, like, kind of, what's it called? Overshirts in X and Y. They had a lot of nice overshirts. So, you weren't on Finn's stream when you told the story, right? Maybe not. No, I don't think I was. Do tell again. Regale the CahirLIVE chat with your tales, Yuli. I think in the main character... No, they showed, like, 2 glimpses of guy stuff in the actual, like, character customization bit. But, like, during some of, like, the general, like, screenshots as they showed through the game, they, showed another couple of guys in, like, different outfits. But, like, it looks good. I have this elaborate plan to say for Llama, right? With 66 bitty built and all that. Right. I saw you said something insane happened in... I think you said it in your Discord. Then you started having ideas. Like Carve and I for Hyper Bloom. I thought that might have been where you were going with that. I had a gut feeling. So, I'm guessing you have a Nafa now. I'm guessing you now have the new Robo-Lass. This is Genshin we're talking about, to be clear. So surely a couple of temples wouldn't hurt, right? Okay, so a tuple would get you 2 pity, to be clear. You won your 50-50, so you have an Ape. Yo! Congratulations. Okay, so, fortunately for you, Yuli. I'm not sure if I'm going to commit to that yet, actually. So, allow my funds rip, right? And then... Oh? You won the lottery and you spent it all on Genesis crystals. That's what I'm guessing you're about to say. I click through the rest of your pulls. And a Mizuki appears! Yo! You got a double, that's insane. Also, now you're on guaranteed. Wait, okay. You know, I'm gonna say this. Right now, the last rumors I saw are saying that Flynn's and Yelan are gonna be first half. Which means that Llama would be second half. Right? And current predictions are saying we're gonna get over 100 pulls in 6.0. Free to play. So, I think you have Llama in the bag at this point. So you just 100% nod cry. Even if you don't 100% nod cry, you can get the pulls though, is the blunt truth, right? Like, you don't even need to 100% nod cry for it, as long as you, like, do the events and shit and, like, do a decent amount. I forget which streamers are okay with rumors, so I keep it down low. Oh, right, yeah, I forgot that people aren't always... I'm fine with leaks. I love discussing leaks. I was actually looking at the new Genshin leaks on the last Genshin stream I did. I was looking at the character animations and stuff. And Flynn's? Oh, fuck, dude, that guy's so cool. G4, 5S, 1H. G4, 5S, 1H. The holiday quest is peak, by the way. I've heard good things about it. The issue is I love Minecraft. Grah! I fucking love playing Minecraft. Play it so I can talk about it. I'll consider it. I'll consider it. Why did it let me start? It didn't say Basarios had locked in, it just kind of let me start anyway. That's fucked up. Had you locked in, Basarios? Or did I just start when you weren't ready? You had it, it didn't show. How peculiar. How peculiar. At least I didn't start before you were ready, eh? And then they patched it the next day, so it's 2 Nod Cry characters. Oh, wait, yeah. Oh, no, yeah. That's been, like, fucking pivoting, hasn't it? Wait, you're most likely skipping Columbina? Even for what she could give to Kave teams? Because I'm guessing Columbina is going to be, like, one of the most insane Nod Cry supports, right? Alpha2, you're skip you, you're a hater? I see, I see. What if... I think the Columbina are good. You know what? I'm going to talk about this tomorrow on my Genshin stream rather than today, because today I'm streaming Pokemon, and I don't know if these guys... I don't know if these guys give a shit about what I'm saying, and I'm guessing they don't, so I'm going to talk about other things. Let's talk about, So... The female characters always get better clothes, that's why I always play as a girl in the Pokemon games. I did in Pokemon Sword for that reason, but... I just want... Like, I want them to give better customization for the guys. You know? Like... I get it, but I want them to get better customization for guys. But yeah, I got theories. Well, no, I've not got theories. These aren't my theories. But I've got Columbina theories. I can't ride Dave here! What the fuck? This is dismal. You're gonna head off. Good luck on the race. That's fair enough, Basarios. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'm gonna press update at some point, and I haven't saved. Uh-oh. I didn't increment. Rob, do you remember how many we've done? I'm gonna assume that 5 is the correct number. Oh, part of me is just praying. I'm gonna save just in case. With you 3 is your own too, but I'll try not to say too attached to any of them. That's fair, that's fair. I just like theorizing. I like theorizing about things, and I can talk about this because it's just the general idea of theories. I like theorizing about I just hurt my jaw. I've been yapping too much. I just fucking hurt my jaw yapping too much. That's kind of crazy. How'd I even manage that? How'd I pull my jaw by yapping too much? This is maybe the most on-brand thing I've ever done. Is hurt my jaw by yapping too much. Happens? It does, apparently. 7, I think? Okay, thank you, Rob. Like, ouch, you know? Ouch, that hurts. It's not nice, that, I don't think. But, Okay. I'm just gonna fight through. It's not immense pain. I was going to say I'm going to fight through the immense amount of pain I'm in. No, I'm not. I'd be lying. No need to worry you all for no reason at all. Do not worry! CahirLIVE viewers, I will stay speaking this whole time. I know you were really worried that you weren't going to be able to hear my gorgeous, lovely voice for the next hour and a half. But no, worry not. I am indeed going to keep talking. We've got XG, QV, D7. That's the code today. I'm literally freaking out roaring so bad right now. You need an ambulance. Do you need an ambulance? Maybe, but fuck it, we ball. Fuck it, we ball, you know? Sometimes the show must go on. Right? You know that, like, one anime about, like, maid cafes that are all in, like, genuine, like, mafia-style conflict with each other? And, like, that one girl's putting on, like, an idol performance and she gets fucking shot? And she just continues? That's me right now. That's me right now. No? Oh, that's a shame. Fighting with the Pain Champion, exactly, exactly. You'll better vote me Streamer of the Year next year. Because I deserve it. Yeah. Going. But, what was I saying? I can't remember what I was saying. It's a crazy theory. Doubt it's true. But Iona is the daughter of Nurse Miriam. They look like they're related. Well, the daughter of Nurse Miriam... Well, not the daughter. Ancestor. I don't think any of the Legends Arceus characters are anything earlier than, like, grandparents to the characters they're descendants from. But, what's the name of the girl? Pokemon Sinnoh Stat. What is she? What is your name, Mirror? I guess that's really fucking obvious, isn't it? Miriam's daughter is Mirror. Who could have guessed it? Random GP has appeared. Welcome to Twitch GP. How goes it? I hope your week has been going well. But yeah, no. Miriam is the ancestor of Mirror and potentially Nurse Joy in general. I'm gonna go with no to Iono. Potentially. I can see where you're coming from. But I think that Miriam would have more blue on her design if she was related to Iono, right? And maybe pointed teeth. What is your name? My name's Mercenary. How old are you? I'm 4 years old. You are the youngest person ever. I'm on vacation every single day because I love my occupation. And he's 4. He's not got an occupation. His occupation is being a toddler. Grr. What is your name? My name's... What is your name? My name is... How old are you? I'm 4... How old are you? I'm 4... What is your name? My name... How old are you? What is your name? My name's... How old are you? Stop spamming A. I'm trying to hear them. Oh no, I've set him on a spiral. I hate that it's maybe a bit too late for "you are the youngest person ever" memes. I hate that it's a bit too late for them because I think it is one of my favorite things to say ever. Actually, you know, in terms of vocal stims I've picked up in my life. How old are you? I'm 4 years old. Is maybe one of my favorite. But I should be careful with censorship these days, you know. Because I'm sure saying, I'm 4 4 years old too much could get me flagged on Twitch for being 4 years old. And then they're going to kill me. They're going to kill me because of... I like that this area is maybe, like, one of the best looking areas in the game. Like, sometimes I just remember, like, oh yeah, they, deliberately made this area look better than everywhere else because it's the start of the game. Anyway. And then you have to upload a facial scan and credit card information. Exactly. Whoa, I forgot these guys are up here. Intimidate. Don't do that to me. Where the fuck is my iron moth? Oh, it's down there. Okay. Time to get that passport out. No, I used my provisional driver's license. No, I can just say regular driver's license. You guys don't need to know. I use my regular full-fledged driver's license that isn't provisional. Seven 8 K5 L3. You got scope. Fair enough, Brugger. I hope you have a great rest of your day. My name's Urmasi, and I'm 4 years old. And I'm 4 years. My name is Urmasi. It's just a good one, you know? It's just... Like, I will never... ever forget it. It's not green, you're just colorblind. Exactly. Exactly. Alright. We locking in. Chink. Locking in. I'll stop. We can have funnier memes on this channel. Just got an update from up top. Update. I just got a DM from the boss. Apparently we can have funnier memes on the channel now. What's even funny at the moment? I don't even know. You know what's funny? It's August. That's right, August, the 8th month of the year. After this month's over, we've only got 4 months left. That's right, 4 months left. It's almost Christmas time. Are you guys looking forward to Christmas? Are you guys looking forward to Christmas this year? What are you guys doing for Christmas this year? If by funny you mean soul crushing, obviously, yeah, no. That's exactly what I mean. Too quick. I want to enjoy your summer holidays. I mean, like, don't the summer holidays start at the end of July and... Are you? No, you're not. See my parents like every year, I guess. That's fair. They share the same hairstyles, which I thought the school nurse and our shark teeth electric girl gym leader were related. Do they? Oh, Miriam! Oh! Okay, I'm gonna be honest, Lightning. I thought you meant that one lass from Legends Arceus. No, I need pictures of them, probably. You don't... Also, I don't... I only like, need like an image of the actual people. Okay, but that's not... There we go. Maybe? Where is she? No? Just not? What the fuck? Why is it not showing her? I can't remember her name. I need you to show me the internet. Show me... Shit. Not saying anything here. Have I made... I've not made up a character in my head, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not going to act like that's the case. Oh no, Genshin Summer Update just started. That's a really good point, Finn. I don't know why I didn't consider that. The purple-haired nurse teacher. Yeah, no, that's Miriam. That's Miriam. That's who Lightning's talking about. And I kind of see that, actually. I apologize. I thought we were talking about different people. Because I don't know people's names. I'm bad at names. Isn't that right, Ryan? Which is more powerful, a PS5 or a 4050? I think a PS 4050 would be more powerful, because that's like, a couple more down the line. I was talking about the school nurse and lecturer. Yeah, no, I know Iono. I just didn't know Miriam. I kind of see it, now that I've looked at them side by side. I think it'd be interesting if they were. That's a headcanon I'm more than happy to take into account. Like, I support this headcanon. But, I like that Iono is, like, genuinely, like, 30 or something. You know? Like... What's it called? She's got very, like, bright and flashy, youthful aesthetics that would make you think that maybe she's a bit younger. But, like... in Blueberry Academy and shit and, like, other side conversations with her, it's clear she's been, like, doing this shit for a while. It also makes it funnier when you consider, like, that she's friends with Dot in Pokemon Horizons. Because Dot is, like, 12. So it's like, oh, that's oomph at this fucking 30-year-old. That's funny to me. That's really fucking funny to me. That is a very funny mental image. In my head. So maybe they are, maybe they're sisters. Hear me out. Maybe they're sisters. But Iono is Miriam's older sister. Miriam's like 28. Do we know how old Miriam is? Do we have a Miriam age estimation? Because I feel like maybe I'm just saying something stupid. Maybe, like, we know she's, like, 40. She's got... No, she doesn't look that old. You know? She doesn't look that old. Should I say for a PC? I'm on a laptop with a 4050. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know much about PC specs. However... I think it depends on how you prefer to game, I'm gonna be honest. I know that maybe you're... I'd say PC, right? I'd say PC. PC, there's a lot you can do on PCs. And additionally, even if you get a PC just for gaming, you can use it for other things. If you, like, all of a sudden pick up 3D modeling or music as a hobby, on a PC, you can do that shit, right? PCs also have easy Discord connection. I know that like Xbox and stuff does these days as well. Whoa, yeah, baby, that's what I'm waiting for. That's what it's all about. But fundamentally, if you prefer gaming with controller, or if you prefer other things that you can get out of like a PlayStation, then I'd recommend that. But at this point, most PlayStation exclusive games come out on PC within a year or so anyway. So it's not like you're losing out on any specific games. You'll get them all in the end, you know? Bro, what are you doing? Calm down. You don't need to be doing all this. I want to get one to play on Steam, but I got my PS5 for Spider-Man, really. Oh, and so you have a PS5. You're just wondering about also getting a PC on top of that. Yeah, I see. Then yeah, no, if you've got the money for a PC, then I'd recommend getting one. A PC can be quite useful. As someone who used to be... Honestly, I used to be more of a handheld gamer. I just, like, curl up on the sofa and play on the DS. As someone who has a PC and has for the past half-decade... This fucking brick I've got next to me is almost 4 years old. It's John Rosny! It's the youngest person ever! He's my computer. My name's Ewan Rosny, and I'm 4 years old. My name's Ewan Rosny. Sometimes I think if I got like a fucking MRI scan, I think, yeah. Wait, no. What's a brain? Sometimes I think if I got a brain scan, like, you know, like that like guy who found out that he had like half of his brain missing. I feel like that would be me. I feel like I've got half my brain missing sometimes. To be fair, ADHD is genuinely like an issue with the development of the frontal lobe. So maybe I just don't have one. Maybe I just lack a frontal lobe. Wouldn't that be crazy if I just lacked a frontal lobe? Because I might. I wouldn't be surprised. Because I am... Loki, I think you just have something completely different up there. Like, are we thinking like an actual organ or just like something else? Like, when you say something completely different, do you think they're gonna like scan my brain one day and it's like a rock? I've got a rock in my head instead of a brain. Smaller Cahir. They have my fucking head and there's just like a little... They do like the MRI scan. They do the MRI scan right, and like, I'm just fucking waving back at them in there. Like, I'm just gonna go like, hello! Hello, it's me, I'm little Cahir! I'm little Cahir in Cahir's head! He's like a little, like, inside-out keyboard. Hello, when I press this button, he says a random phrase. Watch this. My name's Ewan. I'm 4 years... How old are you? You could never be missing a frontal lobe. Could you not, dorsal fin one? Could you not? Kidney stone up there. No! You want my frontal lobe checks out. Imagine if they look in there and it's like a ball of microplastics. Not like one that fills my skull at all, just a very small ball of microplastics, just kind of like rattling around in there. They like, when they get me out of the fucking machine, they just shake me a bit and I like rattle. Sorry, I can't think right now. My frontal lobe is too small for the information you're giving. That's fair. My frontal lobe is generally too small for information. But I haven't learned something in years. Where am I? You googled it? Okay, but that's like gonna be the Google AI thing. So I'm guessing that's just Reddit theorization. Hey Queen, hello Pumpkin, how goes it? I hope you've been well. How have you been? Doing well, talking about my lack of a frontal lobe. Beating Wo-Chien. Gonna beat another million Wo-Chien today, so we get a second shiny, I think. Gonna beat another Wo-Chien all by myself to get a second shiny Wo-Chien. The mitochondria is no longer the powerhouse of the cell, it's the site of aerobic respiration. Oh, that's fun. Glad that it, I guess in, like, into a fan theory on Reddit, some fans estimate her to... Like, I think... I get, like, the early 20s, but I think it would be so much funnier if she was genuinely, like, 30. Like, there's no real indication that Iono isn't 30 years old. There's none at all. There is no firm information that contradicts the idea, as far as I'm aware, of Iono being, like, genuinely 30. That counter means 900,000, right? No, it's 9. But in a moment, watch, in a moment, we're about to beat this guy in a moment. In just uno momento. Whoa, they're fucking synchronized! Oh, they're not anymore. Wait, no, they kind of are. That's right, 10. We are now 10% of the way there. We are 10% of the way to 1 million. Better to see that coming. So, like, we're almost there, really. We've only got to do that another 90% more times, and then we're at 1 million. I'm gonna have to check my... You know what? I'm gonna check my hub account right now. How do you feel about Liko catching Charcadet? It makes a lot of sense, really. Amethio having Armarouge. Nope. Ceruledge. Amethio having Ceruledge. Like, I think it was kind of... she should have caught it sooner, honestly. My current theory... I have a crack theory. I have an absolute crack theory right now. I think that Liko's caught a Charcadet because they're going to make Mega, Ceruledge, and Armarouge. That's my hot take. Liko and Amethio have those two, and Liko caught Charcadet as her first Pokemon in, like, the Mega Evolution, Mega Voltage bit, because there's going to be Mega Armarouge. We have over 110 Sweet Herb and Mystica and 108 Bitter. That's insane. They take a field trip to Kalos. Honestly, I'm guessing a big part of the next season is... I think my prediction is, maybe not the next big arc, but the arc after is going to take place in Lumiose. Because the main, like, doodad in the current series is called Rocurian, which is a pink crystal. Which is the pink crystal, which is exactly what the Mega Crystals are. And also, like, just to be clear, it's fucking exactly what, the Anastar Sundial. The Mega Crystals look like Anastar Sundial. So I'm guessing they have a link in the game. But in episode 57, that's when she should have caught Charcadet. Yeah, exactly. That was Charcadet's debut episode. They hung out that episode. They should have caught in there. Hidden Diancie? I'm guessing Diancie might be related as well, is my thought. Maybe in the same way that Arceus was in Legends Arceus, Diancie will be in A to Z. ZA, sorry. Before I start this, I'm going to go to the toilet. I'm going to be right back. Once I am back, we'll be continuing on with the stream. So make sure to stay tuned, because I will be right back. Alright, when you have a sleeping Diancie in your backpack, yeah? Do you have the Switch too? Oh, sorry, I missed that GP. I do not. I'm gonna probably buy it maybe September time? I want to try and get it before Pokemon Legends ZA releases, because I feel like that's going to be a big selling point for the Switch too, is when Legends ZA releases. It looks like they're doing a bundle with the Switch and Legends ZA, but I'd almost more inclined to get the Mario Kart bundle. So I do want Mario Kart World, and apparently they fixed the issue with the tracks on online, so that's no longer horseshit. So I'd quite like to get Mario Kart World, and then also Pokemon Legends ZA. So I have like 2 Switch 2 games to start off with. No, they haven't? Oh. I thought people said they had. I thought that was like a big thing that happened the other day. Well, sorta, kinda. Have they not fixed... Then why was everyone celebrating the other day? They were like, complaining works, guys. That was all I saw on my feed. They said they didn't do anything. Oh. I'm confused, because I could have sworn everyone was saying that they'd complained enough and Nintendo would listen. Did they just lie to me? Did they just lie to me in my face? The fix didn't work, basically. Oh, I see. That's odd. Why'd they do that? They made a change, but it's not like fully fixed the problem. It's still far more intermissions. I see, okay. That's vexing. There is no fridge, you lied. There's no fridge? What? I still kind of want Mario Kart World. It looks fun. And I don't really want to play... I don't really want to pay 70 quid for it. So I still might get the bundle pack. Just so I don't have to deal with paying the full price. Because, like, Pokemon's a game I'm gonna get anyway, right? There was never a world in which I wasn't gonna get Pokemon Legends EA. But I guess we'll see and find out and whatnot as things get close to the time. Sorry, I didn't hear. Did you get a Switch 2? No, I'm going to wait until September time. Which is only next month, to be fair, so, like, I need to start saving. Now that I think about it, I should, keep my wallet sealed for a bit. No more buying 100 apples from Sainsbury's every week. You've got one, you're on it at the moment, that's fair. What you're doing is you're going to buy it at the end of the month. And what about the PC that you also wanted? It's going to be funny when ZA releases. Because there are going to be so many people in the comments saying, we're going to pirate it! And as far as I'm aware, there's still no reliable emulator for the Switch 2. Which, I don't know, like, it comes across as very funny to me. Like, these guys are like, oh, we're gonna pirate these games, and they don't even pirate the games. You're just not even gonna play it. Which is fine. You don't have to. No one's making you play this game. But why are you talking about pirating it when you can't do that? Do you think it makes you look cool? Do you just want the internet points? For everyone saying, oh wow, this guy pirates, how awesome is he? Piracy isn't about looking cool, it's about playing things you can't afford or don't really have the money to spend on. Four indeed, I didn't really acknowledge that, that was insane. My harbor luck on this is remaining really good, which is kind of crazy. Like, I'm not anti-piracy to any means, you know? Like, it's like... Especially in the current day and age. Sometimes, like, you don't have any other choice, you know? And even if you did have another choice, I still wouldn't slate too much, you know? Like, it is what it is. You play games how you want. Like, maybe if you had the money, maybe if you actively had the money, and, fucking brain. Maybe if you had the money and, right, I just realized it's 5 stars, not 6 indeed. What was this? PROR 4Q. PROR 4Q. But, like, yeah, maybe if you had the money, but was still pirating, like, a £10 indie game, then I'd judge you a little bit. Because it's like... What? But... like, even then, like, there's probably some reason, you know? It's like, what's the point? I just don't get why people like bragging about it in that kind of way. It's like, what are they acting like you gain in this situation? Like, are you trying to, like, is it rage baiting? Are you just trying to get people to go like, no, don't pirate my video game that I like? It's like, who gives a shit? I don't know, that, like, the thing with piracy is, like, obviously there's some small percent of people who pirate who would buy the game if given the opportunity, but most people who pirate a game aren't even gonna fucking buy it if piracy wasn't an option. Cahir, I'm gonna rage bait you by saying I definitely don't like Pokemon. You haven't played Pokemon Black and White 2, so I know you don't. You know? You haven't played Pokemon Black and White 2, which means clearly you don't like Pokemon. So that's a true statement. But, oh wait, no, I beat in the 11th, haven't I? It's like... I guess it just is. You're Black and White and Black and White 2. I thought you hadn't played Black and White 2, though. Are you telling me you played Castelia City? I just used Fiery Dance instead of Sunny Day. Are you telling me you played Black and White City in Pokemon Black and White 2? And you still think Black and White 1's Castelia City is better? But Pokemon Black and White 2 is like the sewers. Additionally, it's lovely on a first playthrough because they give you the bike. They give you the bike to ride around on. As you get into the city, they immediately give you the bike. Black and White 2 Castelia has Janitor Felix in it, exactly. The sewers, which change with the seasons. It has the garden, which is a really lovely area. One of my favourites. I like the way the Castelia cones, you actively... I believe you impact the Castelia cones. If you buy Castelia cones, people, like, notice, and then will start buying more Castelia cones. You have all the mainline games, and you don't rate Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon as some of the best Pokemon games ever? Like, Black and White 2 Castelia, I think, is a massive, like, is not, maybe not a massive step forward, but it's a step forward from Black and White Castelia. And I think Lumiose is just generally better than that, because there's a lot more to do in Lumiose. Like, Lumiose as a city I like a lot, because it's very much fundamentally made to be the main place you stay in, X and Y. I think I have a problem. I have all the Pokemon games from Gen 4, but I only finished 2 of them. Maybe you do, GP. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it honest with you, dude. I think you do. But I think the issue you have is the exact same issue as the one you have on Genshin, where you keep on spending money on 5 stars that you don't level up. I think that you maybe do have another issue, but they're the same issue. I think these two issues are they're not different at all. They're the exact same issue. I don't see any correlation. Yeah, because you're in the middle of the issue, innit? You're in the thick of it, like the KSI song. Just a bit of a reference for you guys. What's your favourite Mega? Yours is Diancie? I mean, your profile picture is Diancie in the game, so I'm not all that surprised. My favourite Mega... Do I have an answer for this? Felix, do you remember if I have an answer for this one? I think maybe one of the reasons I do feel quite apathetic towards Megas is because I just... You love that one? Oh, I see. Okay, thank you. Is I just don't, like, feel that strongly towards most of the Megas in the game. But didn't we already get it? We did, but I'm going to beat another million all by myself, so we get a second. I'm already over 10% of the way there, Jelly, so we're going to get it. I'm looking at the Mega list again. I think I do this more or less every other stream, trying to remember what my favorite Mega is. And then I forget by the next stream, because I've got no brain cells at all. Okay, so... wow, yeah, no, this is, they're alright, I guess. They're, like, fine. Really? Like... Mega Swampert's pretty cool. I like Mega Gyarados, it's alright. And the other one I want to say though, and I'm going to say it, but I know you're going to call me a Guna for it, because you're all horrible and hate me. But Lopunny, I think, does have a good design. You know, I think it's got a good vibes, like, I think, like, the design, it very clearly gets across what it's trying to, and I like that a lot. It's just, the issue is, Lopunny has certain connotations. Which do you think was better? Megas, Dancers, Big Boys, or Crystal Pokemon? I think I like Terrestrialization the most. Megas... alright, but I don't really like them that much as a mechanic. Again, I think part of the issue is there aren't that many Pokemon I'm that attached to that actually got Mega Evolutions is the issue. So I end up not really caring for a lot of them. Then, like, Dynamax, I think, is a step up from Mega Evolution, because every Pokemon can do it, but I don't really get how they handled Gigantamax in the game. The way they handled Gigantamax in Pokemon Sword and Shield is just odd. Because, like, you can get, like, 3 Gigantamax... Is it 3? It might just be 2. You can get 2 Gigantamax regularly in Pokemon Sword and Shield. That being Pikachu and Eevee. You can get Gmax, Pikachu, and Eevee. If you have Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Save data on the Switch. Which is kind of bullshit to start with. But like every other Gigantamax you can only get from high level raids. The only other Gigantamax you can get is Charmander. Like in the main game, no DLC, is Charmander at the end of the game after you've beaten it. Like, I like that all the gym leaders use Gigantamax, but it's kind of the reverse issue of Mega Evolution. Where, like, fucking no trainers in Pokemon X and Y and like, there are no trainers in X and Y and Auras that have Megas. It's like 3 that do throughout the whole game, right? Like your rival, the champion, the evil team boss. And then in Auras, they gave Wally another one. They let the Elite Four have Mega Evolutions in the post-game. Well, and Zinnia, to be fair. So there's a handful, but there's not all that many. It's like very, very key trainers. And that's what I like about the ZA trailers, is so far every major trainer we've seen has a Mega Stone. Which I think is a worthy thing to note. Is every important trainer we've seen so far in ZA has a Mega Stone. Like, even the fucking, like, Yakuza guy has a Mega Stone. I think maybe his henchman has a Mega Stone as well, maybe. I can't remember if he actually does, but I think he might have as well. Like, there's a lot of Mega Stones floating around, which means that we're probably going to be seeing a lot of trainers who can use Megas, which is fucking peak. Big fan of that, because Mega Evolution in X and Y and Auras, just, like, no one fucking uses it. Don't get it. And then, yeah, so as I was saying, Sword and Shield have the opposite issue, where all the, like, every important trainer in the game has a Gigantamax Pokemon, except fucking you don't. Because they're just not that available. They're just really hard to get for no reason. It's kind of bullshit. What was it called? I hope they do the raids well in ZA. Are you gonna tell her or am I? Like, does someone else want to be the one to break the news to him? Or am I gonna have to do this? Simply play the Pokemon Company more as they want it to be. Will ZA have raids again? I don't think so. There's been no indication so far that the game is even multiplayer. K418JD. K418JD. Like, I think Legends Arceus only had trading. So I see, given that there's been no acknowledgement of it so far, no reason that ZA is going to have any multiplayer capability. In fact, I actively doubt it will, because of the real-time battle system in the game. Like, I feel like they're not gonna want to fuck with that, right? Possibly, but that CPU team-up mechanic seems like a missed opportunity. Maybe? But I don't think it's gonna be an opportunity they commit to. Like, I think it's just that, a CPU team-up mechanic, you know? What was I saying? Alright, yeah. So, then we move on to Z-moves, which are one of my more favorite mechanics. The thing I like about... Okay, wait, no. One more thing to note on Dynamax. Dynamax can obviously only be done in very specific areas in the game. Which leads me to Z-moves, which I would rank... I'm not sure if I'd rank Megas or Dynamax higher between those two. But, both of them are at the bottom. Z-moves is next, because Z-moves, I think, are a very interesting mechanic, held back by one thing. Held back by one thing. You need to use an item for it. If you didn't need an item, Finish scoring as far as you got on those games. I might ban you. I might ban you. That's unacceptable. You can't do that. Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are some of the best games in the franchise, and I will always stand by that. You should replay them. Put down Pokemon Diamond. Who gives a shit about Pokemon Diamond? Play Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Best game standard detected. Exactly. Thank you, Jellu. Anyway, Z moves are peak because obviously it's like a big superpowered Pokemon move. You know? It's kind of like a fun little game ender. And they're very generous in like actually giving you specific Pokemon Z crystals through like side quests and stuff, or just the main story sometimes, which is really fun. The only limitation is how you collect the Z crystals. Obviously, it means like the Ice type Z crystal you don't get until almost the end of the game. But like at day's end, there are like 3 Ice types in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon anyway, so it's not all that big of a hindrance, to be honest. It's not that big of a hindrance at all. I like the funny animation. The funny animations are peak, you know. I love the funny animations for the Z move. That is true. That is really, really good. And just in general, the idea of like a super powered all-out Pokemon move is just, it goes hard. It just goes hard. Again, the only real issue I'd say is that you need to hold an item to use them, which kind of means that you have to commit to which Pokemon on your team are going to be able to use Z moves, and which Pokemon on your team are going to have actual held items, which is the only real, like, drawback I would point to within Z moves, is just the whole held item thing, which is kind of arse, it's kind of dog shit. But other than that, I think that they are one of the most interesting mechanics in the game. And again, they're usable by any Pokemon. Any Pokemon can use any Z move they have the type of, right? Like, it's not even like Pikachu has to use the electric Z move. No. If Pikachu has Quick Attack, it can use Breakneck Blitz. Right? Like, you can get some niche Z moves on Pokemon if you know how to use them correctly. But I will say that that is the other issue again, is then you have to commit to Breakneck Blitz on Pikachu, for example, right? You can't decide to, like, you can't decide which Z move you're going to use. You have to commit to the one that you give the Pokemon. Which, again, I feel like is another, like, kind of holdback of the mechanic. I think it's a holdback of the mechanic in the sense that these days Terastallization and Dynamax are very open as mechanics and kind of let you do whatever you want within the bounds of them, right? Like Megas and Z moves were then when they were still figuring out exactly how they wanted the mechanics to work. It was only really once they'd been implemented that they kind of got the chance to realize, wait a minute, this is kind of restrictive. If your Mega dies, I mean, like, obviously you're not gonna, like, Mega, I guess, makes more sense to be a keystone, to be an item, but, then, like, Z moves, though, I feel like they just didn't need to be an item, and it's really restrictive if they're not. I think as long as you have the Z Crystal, you should be able to hit Z move and use a Z move on one of your Pokemon, and that should have worked like that instead. But all in all, I'd say that they're still one of my, like, on the upper end of my mechanics, just because they're really fucking cool. My favourite is Terastallization. And I'm going to have to disagree with you there, Jelly, about custom Terastallization models, because I think that's one of the nice things about Terastallization, is every Pokemon can do it, and no Pokemon is special for it. SB, VL, 2T, right? Like, even fucking Arceus can Terastallize, right? And it's just like a bonus on the Pokemon. It's just like an advantageous thing. The two you mentioned are special. They are special for it, exactly. Trapagos makes sense. Ogerpon arguably makes sense, but like even then I'm kind of indifferent on those two for having that, right? I like that all the other Pokemon are kind of on a level playing field on the sense of like they all look the same. Fucking gonna take a drink quickly. Have we really only done 12? I forgot to increment. We've done 13. Um, 12 is around 10% of the way there. Exactly, Jelly. We're almost 15% of the way there, in fact. But feels like more. No, I think it's just 13 at the moment. Oh wait, why'd you do that, asshole? But Terastallization is I think their peak. Terastallization is my favorite mechanic. It's not too invasive in the game. Right, it's not like too invasive. Like Mega Evolutions and Gigantamax and shit, right? Like entirely change the way a battle goes. Even Z moves, like while I love them and they're a big superpowered Pokemon attack, change the way the battle goes, right? Entirely changes like the way a battle works, right? Because you're waiting for your opponent to block the Z move, you're waiting for the opponent's dynamite, you're waiting for... And in a way you wait for the opponent to terastallize, right? But in that, right, there's strategy. You don't have to terastallize immediately, right? You wait until you want to terastallize, and the time you terastallize is important because you can entirely change your type. It's a thing you keep under wraps. Which Pokemon you're going to terastallize, which Pokemon you're going to terastallize to which type. And on top of that, it really opens up your options that you have with Pokemon, right? Like, you can get Stab Earthquake on Gyarados. You can get Stab Extreme Speed on Dragonite. You can really, like, play around with how your Pokemon work and what their best moves are by just changing their type around. It's simple. It's what if Pokemon could change their types in the middle of battle. Love that. And it really fucking works, making an interesting and diverse mechanic that can be used in many different and interesting ways. They gave Pseudo-Widow a chance. Exactly. Just in general, I really like the vibe. I like the dub. I think it's a good, simple mechanic that doesn't overcomplicate things. It's easy to understand. This Pokemon can now be this type. Easy. You can get that. You like a little 7-year-old Timmy can understand exactly what that does. I guess little 7-year-old Timmy can understand all of them feasibly, but like, it's a more like, but it's not just like big flashy animation thing that happens to Pokemon. I mean, it is, but like you can understand why and how and what that does to the Pokemon in a way, even if you're like younger, even though it's a pretty like strategically viable thing. Pokemon should probably be understandable for kids for reasons. That's a good point. It should be, you're right. Like, I really respect terastallization as a mechanic just for its simplicity but effectiveness and what it does, and I don't think they're going to top it. I'm going to be blunt, I do not see how they could top terastallization. I really fucking hope. I'd abide by Mega Evolution if they brought that back in Gen 10. I'd be chill with it, but I wouldn't be that... But I just want next generation to be gimmickless. I feel like they peaked with terastallization. There's nothing better they could do with I could not feasibly imagine a better gimmick that they could make at this point than terastallization. I think they should just acknowledge the fact that they don't need a brand new fucking battle gimmick every generation. And in fact, I hope that they do, and I hope they understand that, and I hope that they do, now that they've got Pokemon Champions going forward, which seems like it's going to be the VGC replacement. 9C, 8C, 6A. The gimmick should be that it's Gen 5 again. Then again, Black and White did have a gimmick, which I think is worth pointing out, and that was that there are no old Pokemon. So in a way, Black and White started, like, it wasn't the, no, it didn't have a battle gimmick. There are other gimmicks you can point to in Pokemon, like, regional variants are a gimmick. Ultra Beasts are a gimmick. Paradox Pokemon are a gimmick, right? But they don't fundamentally, like, they're not battle gimmicks. Does Gen 4 count as a gimmick? I love Poketch. I wouldn't say Poketch is a gimmick as much as it is, like, a mechanic of the game. It was a touchscreen gimmick in a way, but I wouldn't really say it's just a gimmick. And I love that idea, but I don't think the route that they're taking with recent designs is up your alley. That's also fair. I can't like that. But yeah, no, I just hope that as Gen 10 is the fucking 30th anniversary of Pokemon, they're just like, no, we're going simple with this one. There's no gimmicks. It's just regular Pokemon battles. Maybe with some, like, tweaked mechanics of how Pokemon battles work, because VGC is now in Champions. Like, what if the battle gimmick is the battles work a bit differently this time? Because Champions is where VGC is going to take place in the future. That, I would be so fucking on board with. You know? That would be peak. Sorry, I don't know. But yeah, I'm just not all that fussed with the gimmicks, and I never have been. Have you had to verify yourself yet, since apparently the UK situation keeps getting worse? Bluntly put, I'd already given my ID to YouTube, because I wanted to watch the age-restricted videos. I wanted to verify my age for, like, videos and stuff. But I did, like, as in, like, I did that fucking years ago, right? Like, I gave my ID to YouTube fucking absolutely years ago. I gave it to Discord because I didn't fully understand what was going on at the time. Like, I wasn't in the loop when I gave it to Discord. I've given it to nothing else. I might get a VPN. Is my thought is I might grab a VPN to see if I can avoid this shit. But,
Hey.
Hello, Traveler, how goes it? I hope your week has been going well.
Hey.
Hello, Traveler, how goes it? I hope your week has been going well. Rob, did we beat the 14th? I haven't been asked yet, but you've also had a VPN since, like, last Friday. That's fair. I really might look into one. I know, like, Tom Scar's got a code for his VPN, so they'll, like, get you, like, benefits and shit. So I might use his, like, affiliate link on Surfshark. Unless anyone has any, like, particular bad news about Surfshark. You're just lurk, you don't know the first thing about Pokemon. That's fair enough, Traveler, that's fair enough. I don't always talk about Pokemon on these streams anyway, though. I do try to keep conversation varied. Genshin streams end up being a bit intense sometimes, so I feel like Pokemon streams are where I just generally get to talk about random shit a bit more. Like, you guys see that? They're going to eat bugs on Tuesday. We all talking about Surfshark? Yes. I brought up Surfshark because Rob brought up VPNs. Because obviously I live in England, which is now releasing some lovely little laws because they're in a fucking dystopia, I guess. Just in time for sponsor or not? No, not sponsored. I've not been sponsored by Surfshark, unfortunately, Traveler. Yeah, sucks for you guys. Yeah, sure. Our local American rubbing it in. You thought? What do you mean you thought? Why did you ask then? When AI scans my watch history and determines me to be 4 years old because I've been watching past live and Pokemon, real! I hope that my intent watching of fucking video essays and science videos makes them think maybe this guy's a bit older. 54 Q4 JY. 54 Q4 JY. I don't know a lot about VPNs, unfortunately, but Brave is like £7 a month and has browser. But when I look up Surfshark, normal price look kind of expensive. Okay. Maybe I'll consider something else then. I don't really use Brave outside of, like, music, though, is the thing. I just kind of use it for music, because it's generally been good on the whole YouTube ad block situation. All my logins and stuff are elsewhere, so it's just kind of a hassle. Whoa, what did I do? I don't like pizza, but share. You're back and you got pizza. I like pizza, you should share. I do like pizza and think you should share. Like a fucking teacher. You gotta... I hope you bought enough for everyone. Man, I'm kind of tired. You were just eating pizza, and you didn't share with us, Finn? And you want me to give you donuts. I'm gonna be honest, Dorsal Fin 1. You want me to give you donuts, but you don't share the pizza? Whoa. Ah. You put fruit and snacks and Oreos and on your ground beef pizza. So, like, fruit, I can fathom as an idea why you might put that on your pizza. But why do you put Oreos on it? Why do you put Oreos on your pizza? Like, fruit, I can see the intention behind, the flavor you're trying to gun for. Right? But, like, I feel like at some point, when you put too much on some foods, right? When you put too much on some foods, I feel like it just becomes nothing. The flavor's fine because there's just too many flavors on it to actually be anything. I find that sometimes you just combine a bunch of flavors together, and it doesn't necessarily... Like, you like the flavors individually, but you don't necessarily make anything cohesive. You could fundamentally be, like, eating them all out of their own little bowls, and you'd be, like, having just as much success as putting them all together onto one whole thing. Grind Oreos onto it as powder, but that wouldn't, like... I just don't believe that Oreo as a flavor is going to enhance the experience here. You know? Any more than, again, it would just eating them all individually. Well, I never gave you donuts. I didn't, but now you're not giving me pizza, so I'm going to use that against you. It's as simple as. Like, at day's end, you can do it if you can, like, eat food how you want. I just stand by the whole... Does that actually taste like a food? You haven't tried it, so don't judge. No, I'm going to. Womp. Like, I don't know, again, like, I just find, like, sometimes, right? It's like, oh, these things all taste nice. What if I combine them together? And then it just kind of makes, like, yeah, this is all the things I like. And then that's about it. It's not like it's not like transformative. It's just like the Oreo Coke. Are you saying I hated it even though I haven't tried it about the Oreo Coke, or are you saying it's just a bunch of things mixed together that kind of adds nothing? It's good. See? Okay, so Lightning Striker, the person who did it in the first place, has said it's good. Just a bunch of things mixed. Like, yeah, I don't know. I just... When I like, my hot take is when I combine multiple, like, flavor profiles, right, for a reason, it's because I want to make something new out of it. When you put something on a pizza, it's because you want to make something new out of it. I think sometimes the only thing you're doing when you mix a bunch of foods together is increasing the efficiency of how quick you eat the food. But realistically, you'd have a pretty similar experience if you ate them all separate. I'm going to stop slating now, but I'm not backing down from my opinion. Music going hard right now? It is. I love Pokemon Mystery Dungeon music. This is the canyon, I think. Yep, great canyon. Wo-Chien. Really, SFA? Welcome to the stream. I hope your week has been going well. What does that mean? 15 now it is. That's a good point, Rob. FH4C34. So we're now 15% of the way... Oh, Wo-Chien is in, like, Wo-Chien. Wo-Chien. I get it now. I understand what you're saying. Man, I'm kind of fucking tired. What the hell? Why am I so fucking sleepy? Good things combined equals greater things. Sometimes. Not always. Man, I think it depends. And that's what I like mean, is like sometimes when you combine a bunch of good things together, it makes like a new flavor profile, it makes something new and interesting. But sometimes you just combine it all together and like it's like, okay, all these flavors are here. That's about it. That's about all you have. There's just a bunch of flavors. Oh, I missed a message. I also put sushi on pizza. Granted, it was school pizza, which isn't as good as pizzeria pizza, but still good. Sushi, I can understand. Sushi, I can kind of, like, see as, like, an enhancement of a thing. But, like... I also think... what Jelly doesn't understand is... it's not just Oreos, it's also fruit snacks and ground beef. Like... that's a lot. The way things low-key happen sometimes, but not other times. Exact. Felix gets it. Maybe a tad bit too much. Can we get some bikes in chat for the way Jello is backpedaling? Can we get some... can someone do some bike emoticons in the chat for that backpedal right there? Big. Okay. Good job, SFA. Like, yeah, sushi, I think, is like a flavor profile that you're kind of like trying to make. But, yeah. Anyway. I ought to stop slating. I just think food is interesting, and it's interesting like when it's like, okay. You can mix different foods together to make different tastes, but like it's not always like necessarily a good transformation of that, right? But it's also like there's different ways you can like transform foods together to make a new thing, you know? And I find that interesting. Like a sandwich is a very simple way of combining a bunch of foods together to make a new thing. Like, I think a PB&J is maybe, like, the most iconic, like, transformative reaction. But what you're not considering is it's like, the bread, the peanut butter, and the jam that all kind of, like, combine together into it, right? Bread is, like, a very simple thing that you can put with something to kind of, like, improve the general vibe of a dish. And that's quite interesting to me. I think you combine like specific things together, and it will, like, you can combine a lot of specific things together sometimes and it'll make something good, but, like, it's like other times, I don't know, I always remember, like, I can't remember exactly what I put on it, but I remember once for my birthday when I was, like, 11, like, dessert was ice cream that we got a load of toppings for, like, hundreds and thousands, honey, marshmallows, a load of bullshit that we could put on our ice cream. And I put it all on the ice cream, I took one bite, and I was like, this is horseshit. And it's just because I overloaded it. Have you tried PB and PB sandwich without the bread? I feed that to people I know have peanut allergies. Why without the bread? Chevroussi. What? What? Pardon? Pardon you? Because more... But... Sometimes I wonder how Finn manages. Because her comprehension skills are generally quite low. Right. And, like, sometimes I fail to comprehend what SFA is saying. There's every chance she's not here, and I've just insulted her. And she's not even here to defend herself. I hope you are, Finn. I love you, really. It's like Chevroussi because of overload. I see. That, I hate that now you've said that, it almost makes sense. V3QQT9. Like, I don't know how you've managed this very broad yet logical thing you've just said. In a way, I'm impressed, but not in many. But yeah, I think sometimes things can be a bit easier when it's, like, more simple, right? I think pizza's one of those things you don't want too many toppings on, is my hot take. That's, I think, like, this is something that's personal. I'm not slating anyone for doing it differently. But, you goon properly, yeah? Thanks for sharing, SFA. Like, pizza's a thing I think if you overload too much, you kind of start taking away from it. I think it needs to be, like, so I prefer just to have, like, the pepperoni on it. Like, I can fathom having, like, peppers, hot chili peppers and stuff on a pepperoni pizza as well. But like, it doesn't read syntax error, it's made wrong. Oh no. I have 20 seasonings in one food. Okay, no, seasoning I think is a slightly different thing, to be fair, right? Like, if you're just putting tomato sauce on a pizza, I think you could put more in the tomato sauce to make the pizza better, right? Like, some other, like, herbs and fucking bullshit to, like, you know? Once I made pizza and I made the tomato sauce and I put, like, a load of herbs in it and I put red wine in it. I know I don't normally drink, but, like, I'm fine having it in food. That went so fucking hard. That was great. That was really, really good. Like, it was proper homemade pizza. We made the dough from scratch and everything. And, like... So, like, having, like, a proper, well-made sauce on that pizza as well. Gorgeous shit. That was one of the best pizzas I think I've ever had. Now, I made it with friends, but, like, I had a hand in making it. And that was one of the best parts about it. It was just a good fucking pizza. You have a shiny iron hands, you'll trade it for a legendary Pokemon. Would anyone like it? Anybody up for an iron hands for a legendary? Welcome to Acid Trip. What? Oh, it needs crunch, soft, drizzly, stretchy, hot, cold, spicy, mint, and sour. Like a stock sanity, welcome to Acid Trip. You're putting LSD in it as well. But, Dominic, hello, how goes it? I hope your week has gone well. But yeah, I think while you can, like... And I don't know, I guess maybe that's like the kind of contradiction. It's like fundamentally some things mixed together can go well together. But it's gotta be like specific things, right? You gotta know what you're mixing together to like make the good. Because if you mix the wrong things together, then again, I just don't think the flavor profiles match to any real degree, and then you don't have much. I'm legally required to advise you against taking Xanax. Xanax? Well, no, Kite is the one who does that legal advisory. I'm gonna be honest, that's okay. Me and Kite were having conversations the other day, and he was very confused about why you left that comment until I explained it to him. What's your favourite anime genre? Yours is Isekai. I like a good bit of regular fantasy. I think regular fantasy shows have done quite well lately. Dungeon Meshi, Frieren, and then we're getting Witch Hat Atelier coming up later on in the year. Isekai is so 50-50. I think you've been a bit generous with that one, I'm gonna be honest, Jelly. Like, even, like, the best Isekai I've been recommended has still had, like, underlying misogyny. Even when people are like, this is the best Isekai ever. I think the only ones that kind of escape from that idea are, like, arguably the kind of reincarnated as, like, a fucking villainess. Jada has announced 2 brand new Taurus Animation RC vehicles. Lycan Hypersports and Kelly Blue 2017 Ford GT RC. Oh, nice. Very exciting. Slime is Peak. I've not actually watched an episode of that, I'll be honest, but yeah. I don't know. The issue is I feel bad because this is the second time Lightning has suggested something to the chat and I've immediately started writing on it. So I think I'm going to change the subject instead. Instead of doing that, I'm going to talk about how fantasy is kind of popping off right now with Frieren, Meshi, and Witch Hat Atelier. You guys do make sure to watch Witch Hat Atelier when the end of the year comes around. The vending machine Isekai is a season 2. That's like the other thing with Isekai. One final point is it's at least funny how the genre has immediately fucking like nosedived into taking the piss out of itself just because of how oversaturated the genre became so quickly. It's like already at the point where it's like doing very abstract ideas to take the piss out of its own like tropes and such. I was reincarnated as a cumball and became a top rank number 1 Zen. Yeah, SFA. That's one of the things you want to be like you've said to the world. 5083B2. Dungeon Meshi's really good though. Dungeon Meshi on Netflix, I think I'd highly recommend it. It's a dungeon type show. Where it's like all taking place within a dungeon. And like, okay, Delicious in Dungeon. I'm gonna call it Delicious in Dungeon. Because that's the name it actually goes under. I've got Dungeon Meshi. I should probably reread. You should. I agree with that. Dungeon Meshi is goated. I'm glad I'm preaching to a choir here, actually. In which case, I'm going to turn around. Delicious in Dungeon, however, sucks because I hate the name. Delicious in Dungeon is quite a mid-name. Dungeon Meshi, I feel like, rolls off the tongue better. Finn, are you... Finn, I don't know if Finn's still there. I don't think Finn's still there. Did we beat the 17th, Rob? I forgot. It's pretty short. I'll probably finish it next morning. It's like 100 chapters. It's like not all that short. Yes, okay. Oh, you know what? Jellu. I'm gonna put you onto this because it's only a manga right now. Witch Hat Atelier. I'm gonna type that out in chat just so everyone knows. I think that's how you spell it. Maybe I'm fucking wrong and that's not how you spell it, but like it'll give you the results. Yo, Cahir is chatting peak. I am! Witch Hat Atelier. Fucking fantasy show, right? Fantasy show about magic and wizards and stuff. And it has one of the most in-depth, interesting magic systems that, like, actually kind of, like, tells you how magic is cast and how you work it. To the point that if you wanted to, you could make your own spells. That would work in universe. And it's... No, I'm not even gonna utter the name of that vile... That vile stain on British media. So auto and self-asserting fanfics. I mean, like, that's the best part of any bit of USFA. Is imagining what you would do in that situation. Harry Potter? Shut up! I read that absent-mindedly! I think about making your own isekai anime. It's called Oh Great Did I Come Back as Chocolate. Oh no. Stop! Stop uttering that name. But, no, Witch Hat. I think I need to reread it at some point. I think I enjoyed Witch Hat more than I did Meshi. Is my hot take. Which I did enjoy more than Freerun. Just to be clear, so everyone's aware what my rankings are. Freerun is still good. I still love Freerun. Freerun I still really enjoyed. Then Dungeon Meshi, then Witch Hat. It's dead. It's dead. It's just not realized it's dead yet. But yeah. Then what other things was I going to say? No. Okay. Takopi's Original Sin I still need to watch the next episode of. I think the final might be out by now. But that was like jaw-dropping. Takopi's Original Sin. I think I've talked a bit about it in the past, but I'm not going to talk about it too much more just because you guys need to watch it. I don't want to spoil it too much just because it's that good. But I'm not sure where it's airing, so I guess that's the issue. I feel like Blue Box's next chapter is about to be one of the best in the series, I'm going to be honest. Is a weird hot take I can't help but have. Is I really think that the next chapter of Blue Box is going to be one of the best. I don't know if Jello agrees with this one. Alright, Jello. Are things making any more sense to you with Chainsaw Man right now? Just out of interest. The side character relationships getting developed is pretty epic. It is, but I'm looking forward to seeing the fallout here. Everyone on the subreddit is tweaking out because of the neighbor TM. But I like... Nah, it got worse. I'm still not sure, but I feel like I like the direction it's starting to go in. 8M, WQ, 5P. I don't know how to discuss it without spoiling. That's fair. Do you just not like the plot development, or is the plot development just confusing? Oh, Chainsaw Man Boober? No! Shut up! Instant win button. That is a fair point. That is a fair point. But... Spoilers, I haven't made it far in Chainsaw Man and my favourite characters were killed off, and my take on the concept makes me feel weird. That's fair. I think you must have... Wait. Oh no, I remember when you talked about watching Chainsaw Man and you didn't finish the first... Yeah, okay, yeah. But, what's it called? I fucking hate it. And JoJo's is so guilty of this, it drives me up the wall. I'm holding my breath for JoJo lands, but I fucking hate it when a protagonist gets an like last second arse pull power up, right? Despise it. Okay, no, especially in JoJo's, to be honest. I'm going to detour onto JoJo's here for just a moment before I loop back around to the main point I'm making. Especially in JoJo's, where like often they give the character a specific power set they have to use throughout like the story to win, and then at the end... And then at the fucking end, they turn around and they're like, now I've got more power so I can beat you. And it's like, no. And that's why I like Stone Ocean the most. Because Stone Ocean, all of the puzzle pieces on how they beat, like on how they win, are there from the beginning. Well, not from the beginning, right? But like, they're at least like, guessable, maybe. They're not guessable from the beginning. There's no way how you guess it. But like, they're all in play from the beginning is my point. Like, there is one arguable, like, arse pull power-up, but, like, the protagonists have to overcome it to get it, right? They have to overcome that power-up, which makes sense in context of the character to get that power-up. So it kind of ends up being, like, every piece on the board was already on the board for, like, the end. Part 5, in a way, the arse pull doesn't matter because that wasn't the final fight. The final fight was getting to the arse pull. The person who got the arse pull wins. But all the same, I'm not that big of a fan of it because I would have rather actually see the effort that had to go into it. Were you serious with the title? But, yes, I was serious with the title. I'm going to beat 1 million Wo-Chien. The concept of JoJo's BS is bizarre ways of beating shit. JoJo, I'm giving up my last of my hammer, and now he can beat Theo. Okay, that's not... Oh, no, it kind of is. But, like, all the same, it isn't, right? Because... Did Rock just die? Impressive. Bro got crit, as per usual, I'm sure. Pop Enemy got the arse pull, but he still lost because Star Platinum title the world. Yeah, but Star Platinum the world we already knew about, right? Star Platinum the world was already kind of like there as like a pre-established concept that could happen. Part 3? That is the most god-tier arse pull fucking ever. Out of all the arse pulls that have ever happened in anime, that is maybe one of the biggest. And everybody understands it. Part 4. God love Stone Ocean the same way, because Jolene doesn't get any upgrades, she just locks in. Exactly! That's why I love Jolene, that's why she's one of my favorites. Because she just locks in. Even when she pulls something out her ass, it's something that kind of makes sense in the context of her powers, like Mobius Strip, is all I'll say. Which I guess could be a spoiler to some people, but I'm sure most people won't even understand what that means. Actual skill is better than Requiem. Exactly. But over and over again, the JoJo parts end with the protagonist just getting some arse-pull power-up, right? It's kind of like, fucking, what are you doing? You know? Like, and I really hope JoJo Lands doesn't end the exact same way most other JoJo parts have. Because... fucking... Half-Life spoiler, Mr. Piss Hands and his drowning power. I don't know, I like him. I vaguely remember this. Huge spoiler, that. I'm sorry, Felix. I failed you. But, I feel like doing something different with November Rain seems a little sad. November Rain's an interesting one. I need to catch up to date with the rest of JoJo's. Obviously, since Manga Dex went down, I haven't really had a chance. Yeah, obviously, since part 6, not part 6, I just read SFA's message and crashed my brain. Joseph's luck with the power. Joseph, like, it was an arse pull, and it was potentially one of the biggest arse pulls. I'd say second to part 3's. But I almost like it because the way Joseph handles the situation and almost trying to, like, claim it when it's just entirely out of his control. That's what I like about it. It seems like such an interesting stance to not get upgrades. Exactly. I'm interested to see what it does more. I was a little bit sad at first when it wasn't like... when it was clearly just like a... The rain is just a different way of... you know? Like, the rain droplets hitting your opponents is basically just going... you know? L3, W2, and M. L3, W2, and M. But all the same, it's interesting because it has the limitation of it only happening underneath November Rain. More willing to talk about November Rain because it's a stand that's around since the beginning of... yeah. Like, Tusk and stuff, I guess I'd be less willing to talk about just because of, like... Like, Tusk is interesting. I'm torn on Tusk, because I know everyone's like, oh, part 7's the best, blah, 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 blah. And Tusk is, like, meant to be an evolving stand, but I'm not sure about how Tusk kind of wraps up in just being another... It overrides you, you know? Don't get me started on Go Beyond. Do not get me started on Go Beyond. Part 8 has so many interesting things, but I feel like it gets to halfway into the series where all the mysteries are revealed, and then it just kind of is like, rock people! And that's it. Like, Wonder of You annoys me because it is one of the most interesting stands in the series, right? Wonder of You, I like Wonder of You. I like Wonder of You memes, I like Wonder of You in concept, I like it in action. I don't like how they beat it, because they don't figure, like, it just feels like Araki couldn't figure out a way to beat it, so he was like, the spin is back. Come on, man. Wonder of You arc, I don't like. Going to be part 8, I think starts off strong, but shits the bed. That's always been my opinion. Maybe I need to, like, reread part 8 from start to finish, because I kind of, like... Maybe my reading session wasn't as complete as it could be. I know a lot of people really like Part 8, but I just do not think it works. I'm interested to see it animated, because the hairstyle is atrocious. I love Part 8 hairstyles. The standard mastery for Hamon is Divination. Both Standard Corpse and Hermit can see the future accurately. Even I couldn't have expected that, but I'll say it was just to piss him off more. Like, yeah, no, exactly. Like, Joseph's arse pulls, I think, could just work well enough that it kind of works. Anyway, my overall point is, I fucking hate it when protagonists get power-ups. When villains get unexpected power-ups, when villains get unexpected arse pull power-ups, that is my shit, right? Because then all of a sudden, right, the protagonist has to overcome a higher hurdle than before. It means the villain can interact with the protagonist throughout the rest of the story, and then they get something at the end, right? I'd argue that, another example previously talked about that I'm only going to vaguely reference, just because, again, part I've almost fucking entirely revealed my hand there. Right, like, what's it called? Fire Force's peak. Can't wait to see Season 3 Part 2. Isn't Fire Force the one where their character just loses her clothes all the time? Even for me, the weird fan service was too much. I had to drop. Fire Force. Or JoJo's. Yes. I thought it would be. It's why I, like, ironically enough to, like, the 2 manga I'm reading at the moment being shonen, it's kind of why I ended up having to drop shonen, just because the crux of shonen is to appeal to teenage boys, and half the time that just means that underlying misogyny of the series is kind of very loud. When Shinra just crapped the girl's melons, it was too much. Like, Chainsaw Man I'll stand by. I get why people call it a Guna anime, but I fundamentally think it's trying for something deeper and more interesting, and uses those kind of elements in an interesting and transformative way that make it good. You know? But, fucking Denji I can live with, because that's the thing, I guess. Exactly. Like, Denji makes sense. Denji, it feels like the story justifies it and makes it interesting, and, like, I like that. But yeah, basically I think my overall point here in that massive JoJo's tangent, Jellu, was I kind of like when villains get, like, power-ups like that, you know? I think that's interesting. I kind of like the direction and the messaging. I wish there was a bit more foreshadowing in the lead up to it. Like, if we sometimes had, like, random chapters that didn't really make sense, but they were obviously predicting this, then I would have liked that. I would have liked that a lot. But they kind of never really did that, right? Which kind of meant that it did feel like a bit of an arse pull. But the fact that it's fundamentally setting up, you know, a very specific set of cards for a final here that I think are really going to push Denji's morals to their limit, it makes me excited. Yes, but at the same time, it has peak moments too, like Shinra saving Iris in Season 1. The thing is I can get peak... Like, my issue generally is I can get peak moments from anime that don't constantly objectify women. High moments and aura ain't enough to get me through. I like, how Wo-Chien's beard has the Animal Crossing logo. Yeah? What? I think we said something about you, and then I can't remember what it is. Sorry, Finn. Oh, unless you were responding to what SFA said. Yeah, not a fan of Booba posting either, because I like the men more lewd, and because it's rude and mean to lewd people. Okay, I'll have to watch back. Sure. But, He made allegations on your name. Okay, don't say that, because I can't remember what I said. Don't say that, because I can't remember what I said. That's mean. It's something like Finn is really cool, allegedly, and I am a catboy. Okay, so I didn't... I might have said the first part, but not the second part. I really have to watch back there. You don't have to. You don't have to. Something about comprehension. Oh, right. Yeah, no. SFA said something really... Like, SFA said something, like, entirely tangential to make a point, and I just didn't understand it. So I might have said that you struggle to comprehend things sometimes. And, was asking how you dealt with SFA. Because, like, I feel like I comprehend things quite often. Yeah, all the same. I'm still quite satisfied with Fish Boy. Are you talking about Beam, or is this something else? You. Oh, I'm the Fish Boy. Yeah, okay, that's fair. I can't slate that. I'll take Fish Boy. Fish Boy, I'll accept. I'm mildly fluent in SFA language. SF language, I guess. I like SF language, I guess. That is a powerful skill to have. So Cahir is a Fish Boy, right? Only explanation. I'm taking that. You know, because it's, low-key true. But, what was I saying? Yeah, no, I feel like it's going to push Denji in interesting ways, and that's why I'm interested to see where it's going to go from there. And on Jodio, I guess this isn't a spoiler because it's a theory. I think there's going to be some lava rock bullshit that's going to power him up. I'm going to be honest. I think there's going to be some lava rock bullshit that aligns fate with him and then he powers up from it. I hope they don't go that route, but... like... yeah. Also, what about Seven Deadly Sins? Despite the animation last season, it's still awesome and they pulled a Boruto. I struggled to get into that one because the main character had the quirky character trait of groping someone whenever he was left alone for 2 seconds. This is what I mean about shonen. Is like just the underlying misogyny of it. It's like leave it any character like. And it's not even just, like, the whole constant objectification of women. It's like, she's technically 16, not really. Isn't Melodious, like... oh, right, okay, no, there is some bullshit there. Who doesn't, to be fair? Already done this with Annihilate, but I just wanted to come by. That's Annihilate, that's an interesting one. But, GG all the same. You did 1 million Annihilates? Yeah, you beat Wo-Chien with 1 million Annihilate. But yeah, like, even when an anime doesn't necessarily, like, always show off a woman's tits, you'll often notice, like, women end up being less important to the narrative, quite often. Whoa, 3. They'll often get shafted and sidelined. That's why... that's why so many shonen anime end up with very popular gay ships, is my hot take. Because while I'm never gonna slate a bit of yaoi, quote that, but while I'm never slate a bit of yaoi, they kind of end up setting themselves up for specifically gay ships, because the main circle of main characters are always just men. Like, of course Baku Deku ends up being the most popular ship, because after the tournament arc, they sideline Uraraka and Ida after building them up as the main 2, like, sidekicks to Deku, up until that point. I think I can't attack them with Rage Fist, so 100 men start to close combat. That's a fair point. Did someone say 100 people versus 1 Annihilate? 100 men versus 1 Annihilate? Because I said Wo-Chien versus 1 million Annihilate. Yo, Twitch drops. You love to see it. 1HK YJQ. I think this might be the last one of the night. Which means I did one more than last time. But, the thing with anime is it's such a diverse genre that while a lot of anime do fall into the classic little bit of misogyny, there are so many that just don't. You know? There are so many that just don't do that. Wait, we can join? Yeah. Terra Poison on Annihilate, it got much easier then. Oh, I see. Interesting. I was a bit worried about the dark type thing, but that makes sense. I think 100 people versus 100 Annihilate is a good fight because you can save up to £5,000 for a family 200. What? Lige, you told me 1 million. Oh, yeah, no, we're about to hit 1 million. When great female characters. Yeah? Like, Freerun gets to be a prime example of this. Is Freerun a shonen? That was his girlfriend from 3,000 years ago, so it's not that bad. Elizabeth was cursed by her mum with reincarnation after getting her memories. Okay, but I don't know. The whole groping thing still makes me uncomfortable. I'm gonna be honest. This is information we don't get given until a very long way into the show. Up until that point, even when they don't know each other, she's still 16. She thinks she's 16. Yeah. Freerun is your anime of the year. Freerun is his anime of the week. Freerun's great. Freerun's great. Let's be here. I just wanted to come. Got to be more of a StarCraft fan now. Still like Pokemon. Understandable Pirates games. I hope you have a great rest of your day. But yeah, Freerun's peak. And again, Freerun has strong women in it who don't get groped. Low bar we're crossing here. Really low bar we're crossing, but I'm not wrong. How else are you supposed to show affection? Oh, you're right. I'm sorry, Jellu. Free my boy Rin, yeah? Full Metal Alchemist? I don't think it... Does Full Metal Alchemist have fan service? I feel like if it does, it has like 3 bits of it. Like, even when it shows with fan service, it's still alright for women, hell, like, dress up darling. Like, I think that's, like, maybe the line. Is, like, if an anime has fan service, but it doesn't degrade its women in doing it, like, dress up darling, then even then it kind of ends up being okay by my books, because it's, you know... But I've only seen the OG one. Interesting. I've only seen Brotherhood. Brotherhood. I think FMA eludes Matt Pat. What? The fan service is when the guy who Morse is talking to his daughter gets what's coming to him. Blue Exorcist is also peak. I've not heard much about that one. Okay, Jello agrees with you, so I'll trust you on this one. Alright. But yeah. I think at this point I'm going to end for the day. I'm getting a bit tired. I've always been a bit tired. I was tired since the beginning. Enough wishes to get to 86 pity or more. Nice! So yeah, that's more or less a guaranteed, which is pretty good. So best of luck, Traveler. Hopefully you can have your Mualani con. But we can talk more about that tomorrow, because I will be streaming Genshin over on Cahir is here. But for now, for today, I am going to go, because I am quite tired. And it's the end of stream anyway. But thank you all for coming. I hope you all had a great time. I certainly have. I'll be back again on this channel on Monday, where we'll be doing more shiny hunting for the Legends ZA starters. Good night, Green here. Thank you, Traveler. But yeah, I hope you all have great weekends. I'll see the Genshin fans of yous tomorrow. And there was another thought I was trying to have, but I didn't have it. So I'm just going to say, have a great rest of your weekend. Goodbye and good night.